Hello, my name is Jose Alberto Mesa Morgado. I'm part of the SINAI research group at the University of Jaén, and in this video I will talk about our project of a social monitor to detect inappropriate behavior. There's no doubt that the Web 2.0 has changed our lives, as well as the way in which we communicate. So far, there are more than 2 billion registered users on social networks such as YouTube, Twitter, and WhatsApp. And this results in an average of more than 6,000 tweets every second, or 500 million tweets per day. This has also led to the emergence of applications that take information from social networks and, in combination with the natural language processing techniques, they provide solutions to multiple and varied issues, such as the one of psychology through the detection of moods, marketing through the boost of sales, and also the fight against cyberbullying through the detection of hate speech. Thing is that there are many events nowadays that goes viral on social media regarding a huge variety of topics, ranging from politics, fashion, video game, and, well, as it happened recently, diseases. And while there are machine learning methods that deal with this data, there isn't a tool with which can apply them to real scenarios. Therefore, they need to implement one that specifically makes use of natural language processing techniques as the one that in which we have worked on. So for a first approach of this system, what we have implemented is an API that receives requests under the hypertext protocol and uses both get and post methods in order to perform three tasks. First one of it allows us to download content from Twitter and YouTube based on our needs. That means that we can adjust a search based on to whom those public messages are directed to, which hashtags are contained within them, and based on a specific location from which they are published. Secondly, we can retrieve stored messages from those same social networks that we have seen previously in the first task. And not only that, but it also allows to search by two more parameters, which will be first by a specific post which is given, or also by what are commonly known as threads on Twitter. Now, finally, we can apply machine learning methods to store messages in order to detect which contains information related to eating disorders or offensiveness. This is done through support vector machines and state-of-the-art transformed models such as BERT. Moving on to the demonstration of our system prototype, first we must specify that in order to build it, we use Fast API, which is a framework for building web applications with Python, and therefore it provides of a web page with which you can interact and test your developments. For the example of this prototype, we will retrieve tweets aimed at Ortega Smith, which is a Spanish politician who is known for causing force on social network because of his speeches. For this Twitter, what we have done is establish his username and retrieve tweets aimed at him. Now, with respect to this same process, now for YouTube, instead of stating its username, what we have done is to state a hashtag, which will be Ortega Smith, and then retrieve its messages. We can also retrieve messages that have been already stored in our repositories based on the same criteria as we saw and based over a period of time. Now we can classify these messages regarding, in this case, offensiveness through a support vector machine method that catalogs each message that we send to it as either offensive or not offensive. And lastly, we can also retrieve messages that have been classified as per one of our machine learning methods. So this concludes our video presentation. Now I'm more than open to answer your questions. Thank you very much for your attention.